Hello everyone, and it's time to talk about 3.0, and it's time for some wild speculation about 3.0. And my speculation is that we won't see 3.0 until 2015, to be honest. That's just my opinion. I'm not really basing it on anything. Well, I'm basing it on quite a few things, and we'll discuss it in this video. What I'm basing it on is the fact that we are running out of time in 2014. It is September 2014 when I'm recording this, and I'm thinking about when can it release. When is the best time to release 3.0? October, you would think? Maybe? I think October's too soon. October is too soon for me, and especially if they announce it. When are they going to announce it? They haven't announced it yet. They may have announced it when this video goes up. I bet as soon as I click upload for this video, they'll announce it. Guarantee you that, and then this video will be pointless. As soon as I hit that upload button on YouTube, they are going to announce the release date of 3.0, the next expansion, as yet untitled, because we don't know what it's going to be called. But we are aware it is going to be around about the size of a Hut Cartel. It is going to increase the level cap. We don't know what to. Will it be 60? Will it be a 5-level one? The last one was a 5-level expansion from 50 to 55. Will it be 65? I think is a bit far, to be honest. But yeah, 55 to 60 probably will be the expansion. That seems logical. So with a level cap increase, we get a whole new end game. So we know you're going to get certain things. We know we're going to get leveling zones. We know we're going to get a new end game. Hopefully we'll get new raids. Probably we'd assume we'd get new raids, wouldn't you? You'd assume you get new operations. Hard mode flashpoints will probably just get the current tacticals, which is a shame. I'd like to see some new ones added to that. But we're here to talk about the release date. The release date, I think October's too soon. And I don't think it will be November. I think November is a very bad month to release this, to release 3.0, for two reasons. Two major reasons why I don't think it will launch in November. Number one, Warlords of Draenor. It comes out in November. Now, do you want to go up against the biggest MMO on the market expansion launch? Do you want to go up against World of Warcraft's expansion with your expansion with a much smaller audience? Because if you think about it, most of the gaming media that covers MMOs, the mainstream gaming media, will be covering WoD. That's what they'll be covering, because it gets more clicks, it gets them more views. That's what they'll be covering. They won't be covering SWTOR. So you're going to lose coverage, of course, on mainstream gaming sites and MMO sites, because they're going to be focused on World of Warcraft. That's just a fact. We can't deny that. Because World of Warcraft, of course, is a bigger game. It's a much bigger game in terms of its subscriber base. We know SWTOR isn't a bad game. It's the 4th most played MMO on the market, I read somewhere. WoW is obviously the biggest in the world at the moment, and it's unlikely to change, at least for a long, long time. SWTOR would have to do something radical to ever catch World of Warcraft. I know it launched with the tagline of being a kind of WoW killer, but it's never ever going to come close to that, and that's a fact that we just have to accept. And the second reason, of course, that we're not going to do this is that BioWare are launching Dragon Age Inquisition in November. There's their latest Dragon Age game is coming out, so where do you think that EA and BioWare are going to focus most of their marketing? On an expansion to a game that's on one platform, remember, or to a brand new or a new entry, a next-gen entry in one of their signature franchises that that is releasing on 5 platforms, I believe. It's PC, PS4, Xbox One. I think PS3 and Xbox 360 are getting it as well, I'm pretty sure. But that's 5 platforms they're going for versus a free-to-play game on the PC. Where would you spend the most of your money, the most of your marketing budget? You'd put it on Dragon Age, wouldn't you? That's just the logical It's just a logical conclusion. Do you want to go up against Dragon Age? And I know that they're different game types. I know that. But I personally plan on getting Dragon Age Inquisition, and I plan on playing it quite a lot. Gonna do a let's play on it in November. We'll do a live stream on it. We'll probably get a day for that and do a little live stream in November of Dragon Age Inquisition. I don't know what platform to buy it for. I'll need to see the PC specs before I buy it. See if we can run it and live stream it on the PC at the same time, or whether we get it on PS4. I don't know. I don't really know. Because I played the original on PC and I played the second one on 360. I also played the original on 360. It was alright actually. It plays okay. It's better on PC I think though. But so maybe get the PC one. I've never played the second one on PC because I hated it, to be honest. I think most people hated Dragon Age 2. But again, do you want to go up against that? I mean, if you're BioWare, you don't want to compete with yourself. You know, that's one of the last things you want to do, because there's only so much advertising space and there's only so much attention span that you can give to that game. So it's still EA and BioWare. You know, it's their marketing budget that's going to come out, and they're going to focus it on Dragon Age Inquisition, of course, over SWTOR. So the choice is Dragon Age or SWTOR. They're probably going to pick Dragon Age, and that's why it's a bad time to release in November. Not to mention all the other games that are coming out in November that are going to take attention away. You got your annual Call of Duty, your annual Assassin's Creed, and so forth. All your other games that always come out in November. Now, December would seem to make sense. Of course, the game launched in December of 2011. December probably might come out in December, I think. Maybe as a 3rd anniversary thing, it may come out. But the problem with that is if they do the Gree event, which they did last year, and link it to the Life Day, the Christmas event that they had last year, do you really want to be leveling doing the Gree event? You know, 55. Are you going to spend 55 to 60 in the Gree event doing the Christmassy things, the Christmas events, like throwing the snowballs and getting the snow-covered parcels? I think mixing in with an event, bad idea. That's why I think January would make the most sense, because if you think about it, everything goes quiet in January. You have the busy period at the holiday season, and then you have the kind of after post-holiday lull in January. February, we got a lot of games coming out. We got The Witcher 3 coming out in February sometime. We got Bloodborne on PS4. That looks really good. I can't wait to play that actually. Again, because I did something I must confess about SWTOR is I was invited to every single beta in SWTOR, and I never ever participated in any of them. I was invited to the private betas. I was invited to quite a few of the. I was obviously invited to open beta. I did get an invite to that, but I never played them. And the reason I never played them, Dark Souls. I also pre-ordered this game and got it at launch, and didn't play it for 3 months. I don't have a Founder's title. I had the game at launch, but I never installed it. And again, it was Dark Souls. Once I finished Dark Souls, I moved on to Skyrim, and that was the reason. So again, do we want to go up against other games? You know, established game franchises against SWTOR? I mean, SWTOR is a pretty big franchise. It is, as I said, the 4th biggest MMO out there. So, do we want to go up against that? So that's why I think January is a pretty decent time. It's a pretty decent time because you're looking for something in January. I always like a game because where I live in Scotland, we have the. You always look for a game in January to sort of to satisfy you through the long winter nights, because it gets dark at like 3 p.m. Kid you not, 3 p.m. I used to, whenever I was at school, long time ago now, 10 years ago I left school. Actually, put that into perspective. I'm 28 this year. I'm getting old, being an old git. So let's reminisce about being an old git. I used to go to school at 8 a.m. It was dark. Come home from school, 3 p.m. It was dark. The only light we got was you were in school. So I used to always find a game to play through the long January nights, and SWTOR is a pretty good game. I used to play Dragon Age was a good one. Dragon Age Origins was a really good one to play. I'll do a video on January games in January. I always like a nice atmospheric game, but we'll do another video. SWTOR would be a good choice for a January game. Mass Effect was another one. another really good one. Anything story driven and atmospheric was always good. Of course, that's SWTOR. Story driven at least. So Mass Effect, Dragon Age, SWTOR, and you've got time. You always got plenty of time in January for some reason. You never have time in December to level, especially to level 13 characters to 60. That's going to be fun. Guess what's going to get leveled last? It starts with M and ends in Order. Yeah, you know what's going to get leveled last, of course. So yeah, I mean, what do you think? Do you think it will release before the end of 2015? Bet as soon as, you know what's going to happen, as soon as I click upload on this video, it is going to be announced, isn't it? And I'm going to look like an idiot for speculating on that, of course. So anyway, when do you think it will release? Do you think it's a good idea to release in December? I think mixed bag for December. December will be the best month to release, personally. December, January, although it is a mixed bag in December. So December, January, I think it'll be. I don't think November is a viable month to release the expansion. But this is BioWare, and they have made some really bad decisions. Please don't make this as a bad decision. Don't make us compete between two BioWare games being released in the same month, or at least the expansion to one BioWare game. Don't make us do that. Don't give us that choice to make, BioWare. I'm pleading with you. So that is all for this video. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you soon, and goodbye.